created the Everglades Drainage District, which is kind of interesting that those things happened within the 24-month period, and then we've spent close to 100 years battling forces with preservation, with the business communities and agricultural communities, everybody wanting a share of what is really a very unique and very finite resource, which is water throughout the state. And as was mentioned earlier, this year, thanks to Representative Caldwell and our Speaker-designate, Representative Crisafulli, a deal was brokered that will put in place some resolution to that 100-year battle, where structures will be put in place to the west, lands will be used to complete basically restoration of the Everglades, and hopefully allow that source of water that makes it through Palm Beach County and ends up in the lagoon to be managed better, to provide the tools necessary to continue to improve water resources and quality, and hopefully conserve a lot of land along the way. And that was a real big issue too, and that was kind of quiet. It was a very historic moment in the chamber when that bill passed and when it was sent over to the Senate. After 100 years, this is a little bit of how Tallahassee works, that bill became a bill on March 7th and it left the House on March 22nd. And you think about it, it's close to a 3-week period, basically resolved all the issues that had occurred over 100 years. And that's how things work in Tallahassee. Anyway, I'll close just by thanking you for all of the things that you do. Lake Worth Lagoon is going to be a project that will be a project as long as we're here and future generations are here. And it's going to require a tremendous amount of effort and resources to make it a priority. As the state issues change, unfortunately, but somewhat fortunately, issues like the Lake Worth Lagoon are going to have to be made a priority. And we need to continue to remind people who replaced me, who replaced Representative Rooney, and all of our delegation, how important this project is to the well-being of the county, to the economic base, to the marine industries. This is why people come to South Florida. How many people, by the way, are from South Florida in this room? Raise your hand. Okay, how many people are not? Yeah, it's the case generally everywhere you go. And, how do we educate those folks that are coming to the state and inform them and advocate for things like these projects throughout the county? So thank you very much for allowing me to take a little time. Very much appreciated. It's great to be home. Thank you for giving me a reason to shave this morning and put on a suit. And I look forward to seeing you all a little later. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Patrick, for those enlightening remarks. And yes, about half the crowd is always from out of town, about half natives. Mark mentioned that he was a naturalist, and I mentioned previously I grew up in Philadelphia, actually in Center City, Philadelphia, so I did not know, or I thought that trees grew out of concrete for the first 12 years of my life. But yet, one thing that does remain in common in typical crowds is that our kids have either been born here or are being raised here. And if we can promote good job and educational opportunities for them, they will stay here, which is another reason to support these environmental projects for them who are all here, and will really be an entirely different cohesive dynamic for our area, having all grown up here together.